In this Elden Ring guide, we're going to showcase the Bloodhound Fang and exactly what makes it such a savagely good weapon, show you how to easily obtain the Bloodhound Fang using the cheese method on the boss, and then how to quickly level it up to +5 Somber Smithing Stones right from the start of the game without having to kill any bosses. Because this is a Somber weapon, level 5 is halfway to full power, which is definitely overpowered for a starting character and will cut down anything in your path. Just a heads up, the 5 Somber Smithing Stone locations in this video have been abbreviated to just show the exact location and not the full travel to them. The full guide is linked at the end of this video, which will show you the complete run for Somber Smithing Stones 1 through 5, so watch that if you want to follow along as you play. Okay, the Bloodhound Fang is arguably the strongest weapon you can get straight out of Limgrave. Not only does it hit like a truck, but it also gives you crazy ninja moves, avoiding most enemy attacks and then following up with another soul-crushing heavy attack. Your enemies will be p***ing themselves when they see you holding this weapon. When you use the Bloodhound Fang weapon art called Bloodhound Finesse, your character will do a heavy-hitting sweep attack followed by a quick backflip out of enemy reach, and then you have the option to press the R2 heavy attack button again to turn invisible and dash forward to follow up with another annihilating blow. You can even dash around to different targets and just massacre a whole room Ninja Gaiden style. And that is what makes this weapon so fun. You feel like a goddamn ninja. I don't know if there's any other weapon that gives you invincibility frames while you're attacking the way that this weapon does. Oftentimes you can just phase through an enemy's attack on your way in to hit them with a second heavy attack. This weapon also has a good amount of versatility with its wide sweeping duck or roll attacks, backstep attack, and the weapon art moves. It even has a double heavy charged attack by holding down R2 and then tapping R2 again, which does crazy damage twice in a row, great for sneak attacks. On top of that, it has built-in bleed damage, so after a certain amount of hits on a boss, it will burst a large amount of damage, so it's very effective against enemies with large health pools. But wait! There's more! This is one of the only Somber weapons that you can apply buffs to with greases and magic, so you can take it to
level.
The Bloodhound Fang is one of the few early weapons in the game that stays powerful throughout the entire game, and it's not outclassed in endgame content, so it's worth upgrading early. Now, let's dive into how to get this monster shredder easily and upgrade it right from the start of the game. Please leave a comment below with your favorite underrated snack. Mine is white Cheeto Puffs. Also, any questions about anything in this guide, I will answer you as promptly as I can. Just drop a comment below. Here's some quick Snapple facts for you about the Somber Smithing Stones. You can buy Somber Smithing Stones levels 1, 2, 3, and 4 from Smithing Master EG in Lernia at this point on the map. He sells infinite amounts of 1 and 2, but only a few of 3 and 4. They're expensive though, and it really won't save you much time if you're going for a +5 weapon by just picking them up the way I show you in this video. Another fact, Somber Smithing Stone level 3 cannot be found in Limgrave or Caelid, so we have to travel to Lernia for it no matter what. And the last fact is that there's only one level 5 Somber Smithing Stone available without having to beat any bosses and progress to mid-game locations. We're gonna swoop it up in Caelid. The first stop on our journey will be for Somber Smithing Stones level 2 and level 3 up in Lernia on the right side of the lake. Then we're going to go to Caelid for Flame of the Redmanes and Somber Stones level 4 and 5. Then we'll return back to Limgrave and grab Somber Stone level 1 and kill the Bloodhound Knight to acquire the Bloodhound Fang. Yeehaw! Okay, heading to Lernia without fighting any bosses can be done by going to the end of this bridge here and then jumping down to the left to follow a narrow path to Lernia of the Lakes. Once you've reached the lake, follow this path shown. You're going to run past a giant magic troll and under an archway, and then take a hard right into the forest. Somber Stone 2 can be found on a beetle here. Somber Stone 3 isn't too far from this location. It's at the base of the giant study hall that connects to the Divine Tower here. Just return back to the site of grace you came from and go up the hill to the artist's shack. Then cross the natural bridge and head down to the right. You'll find a beetle to the right of the path, hiding under a giant rock. Now we head to Caelid near the smoldering wall that marks the line between Caelid and Limgrave. It's right past Summonwater Village where you fight the Mariner. Head up the path to the Rotview balcony and take a hard right into the rocks to then descend them and then find a Somber Smithing Stone 4 on a beetle hanging from a decayed branch archway. Is that a decayed branch archway? I don't know. That's an archway. It's hanging from an archway. Now head toward the big castle in the distance and grab the Fort Gale North Site of Grace. Walk away from the Site of Grace with your back turned to the castle for about 10 seconds, and you'll stumble upon an invisible beetle leaving footprints on the ground. Give him a smack and get yourself Flame of the Redmanes. If you don't know anything about Flame of the Redmanes, I encourage you to watch my video called The Most Powerful Ash of War, but it's kind of funny and you should watch it because it'll show you how powerful Flame of the Redmanes really is. Okay, now we're heading for the final Somber Smithing Stone 5, located in Caelid in the north side of the Swamp of Aeonia. Aeonia? I think I got that. Aeonia, which is not far from our current location. Head east and descend to the left around the large cliffside and then all the way down the hill to the swamp. Stick to the left of the swamp and you'll pass the Street Sage ruins. Don't go toward the middle of the swamp or you'll run into a maiden who will kill you on sight. That's not a joke. You should see an entrance to a large ravine, and upon riding past all the strange rock worms inside of it, you'll find a Somber Stone level 5 sitting amongst the crystals at the end. Grab it and run away from the weird face ball before you die to Intrigue. That thing has nothing good for you. Okay, final stops are in the south of Limgrave. Make sure you have your whetstone knife from the Gatefront ruins located here. Apply Flame of the Redmanes to your weapon if you haven't already. Now ride your horse east across the large bridge near the telescope. Evade the big scary knight and take an immediate right towards the cliff after crossing the bridge to grab a Somber Stone 1 from an elderly fellow just enjoying the view. Thank you, sir. Keep following the path to the right around the lake and eventually you'll come to a site of grace to the right of the path called Agheel Lake South. Light it up and head up the hill to the Evergaol. That's right, Evergaol. This marks the first time I've pronounced a word correctly in Elden Ring, and I had to read a whole article on it. I'm saying things correctly now. Runes, not ruins, Evergaol, not Evergaol. Okay, all right. Walk to the center of the ring and make sure you've got your Flame of the Redmanes ready. Activate it and then spam flames on the boss. Usually you can get a free hit while he spawns in. He might avoid a few shots, but just keep rolling and spamming flames until you hit him twice in a row, which will allow you to critical hit him by running up to him and tapping R1 light attack. You have to be pretty quick about it, otherwise he'll get up before you can stab him in the face. Rinse and repeat. After defeating him, you'll now have the Bloodhound's Fang.
That is right, I did it! Act number 5! Are you kidding me? That's right! Who do you think you are? I am!
Alright, now load up the Round Table Hold and level that weapon up to +5 from the smithy. Then proceed to wreck anything that dares to look in your direction. If you don't have enough runes to level this weapon up, or the stats to use it, I highly suggest doing this ultra quick Black Knight cheese for a free 42,000 runes. It takes about 20 seconds to do once you're at Lene's Rise, and it will give you all the runes you need to level up the weapon and your character. If you had a tough time following all the Smithing Stone locations, there's also a full walkthrough of how to find Somber Smithing Stones 1 through 5, and if you just want to earn runes really fast in the game, watch my early game rune farm video. Shinobi out.